Okay, so number 2 here in the translation, I have, I'll read this, Vaya'an Adonai Vayomer, Ehyeh asher ehyeh v'ehyeh imach. All right, this comes straight out of the book of Exodus. Here I have Vaya'an. I have a Vayiktol or a WCI Vav, and so I know the Yod has to be the prefix Yod, right? That leaves me with roots 1 and 2 and 3 missing if this is the verb ana. Is that a verb we know? Is this a verb we've learned? Yes. It is to answer or to respond. Okay? Now, look at the vowel pointing here. So I've got WCI, 3MS, because I have a prefix Yod and no ending. If it's a 3-hey verb, it has apocryphated, right? There's no segol hey here. That's apocompation. That happens in 3-hey verbs with WCI. What stem is it? Looking at the A-class vowel here, that could be hifil, couldn't it? But what else could it be since I have a guttural in root 1 position? That could also be cal. And at this point, what you have to do is go to the form ana in your vocab list and ask, does ana occur in the hifil or does it occur in the cal? Well, if you look on page 272, ana occurs in the cal with the meaning to answer. And there's no hifil meaning here. So it's he answered, all right? And Yahweh is the subject. Yahweh answered, Vayomar, and he said. And then I have the quotation. Here's what he said. This is in response to, what is your name? Who shall I say sent you? And he says, Ehyeh asher ehyeh v'ehyeh imach. What do I have here? I have what looks like a prefix aleph. And what are my root letters here? 1, 2, and technically there's not a real consonant at the end. This is a 3-hey verb, haya. Have you seen haya before? Yeah, absolutely, right? Haya has 1 guttural. It has a yod in the middle, and it's 3-hey. It's doubly weak, okay? But look at the form. It's actually quite normal. On the front side, I have an aleph with its normal segol and a silent shava. This is characteristic of the cal, right? But it's 3-hey, so I get the segol hey here for the uninflected ending. So it's cal imperfect 1CS. Now, what the actual nuance of the cal imperfect of this verb is has been subject to a lot of speculation and debate. I am, like the imperfect could be used for present time. I am who I am. This is repeated, by the way. Some people have, given it future nuance. I will be who I will be. Some have given it modal nuances. I will be what I must be, or I will be what I should be. And some have suggested that as a possibility. Now, in the next clause, I have ehyeh, same form. All 3 of these are the same. And I will be imach. That's im, the im that means with, right? And then this is the 2ms pronoun. It looks like 2fs. Remember, in pause, the form imcha is going to lengthen that vocal shava to the long A, and then this ends up becoming a silent shava. Okay? So this is the 2ms pronoun in pause with im. So I will be with you. I personally, if you're wondering what my own opinion is, I take the divine name and its significance to have less to do with a theological statement of God's self-existence, which tends to be philosophically what a lot of theologians have liked to do with it. And I take it in a more covenantal direction. God has been hearing the cries of his people. They have been crying out to him for decades and decades and decades, and they have heard nothing. And the question certainly would have come to their mind, are you there? Where are you, God? We are being oppressed. And at the end of Exodus 2, the text says, and God heard their groanings, and God knew. And in the very next verse, we start the Exodus 3 chapter where God confronts Moses to send him to Egypt. And it's in that context that he makes this statement. So what is God saying when he calls himself, I am? Or, the word Yahweh, I take it to be related to the third person form of Hayah. He is, right? What does that mean? I think it means I'm present. I'm here. You've been wondering, do I keep my promises? And I'm telling you, by sending Moses, I'm telling you, I'm here. I'm here to keep my word. I'm here with you. I'm here to fulfill my promises. I'm here to keep covenant. All right? Anyhow, that's just my own spin on this. Let's take a look at number 1 here for just a little bit. This comes from Genesis 1:3, and it's Vayomer Elohim Yehi Or Vayhi Or. Vayomer. This is a WCI form from Amar. So there's my 3 root letters. Prefix Yod, no ending, clearly a 3MS form. And this is one of my naughty 1 aleph verbs that has a holem theme vowel, and the aleph is quiesced, and that happens only in the Cal. And he said, subject here, Elohim. So, and God said, and now we have what God said. Quotation. The quotation is not all the way over there. So there we go. It ends here. And God said, Yehi Or. And God said, light, Yehi. We saw something similar to this just a little while ago. This is from Hayah. Hayah. This is to be. Notice that I have the hey missing from the back side. This is an apocryphated form. And apocompation in 3 hey verbs happens in jussives and WCIs. Over here I have Vayhi, same form, but as a WCI form. The Dagesh Forte has dropped out of the Yod here, and a vocal Shavah should have been here. But if you remember the old Squinum Levy letters, anytime I have a Dagesh Forte and a vocal Shavah in a Squinum Levy letter, and Yod is a Squinum Levy letter, I will see the Dagesh Forte often fall out. And so that's what's happened here. So these are both almost the same form. Jussive, Cal Jussive. This is Cal WCI, 3MS. Okay? So Cal WCI in the second one, Jussive in the first, 3MS. And so we want to translate this as let light be, and as a result, light happened. Now, number 3, we have, I'll read this out loud, Ete et yadi vata'avru al hanahar. So this is from Natah. Nun tate hey. It's 3 hey verb, Natah. And I see the prefix aleph here. So this is a 1CS form. The 3 hey still has the segol hey. It's not apocryphated at all. And the noon has assimilated into the tate here. Okay, so it should have been ente, assimilation ete. This is so cal imperfect, 1CS. This is I will stretch out. What will I stretch out? Here's the direct object, et yadi. I will stretch out my first common singular pronoun, my hand. Okay? So verb, subject is unstated, direct object. Vata'avru, and here's a prefix tav, 3 root letters. Isn't that beautiful? Don't see that very often anymore. And then the shuruk at the end. So this is v ta'avru. This is probably 2MP. Y'all will go down, or excuse me, y'all will cross over. So I will stretch out my hand. Vav with the prefix conjugation form could indicate purpose or just the result. So I will stretch out my hand and you will cross, or I may stretch out my hand so that you may cross al hanahar, over the river. Okay? This is a Cal imperfect, 2MP. The ayin being a guttural in root 1 position, I get A class vowel here instead of the normal I class that the Cal imperfects would have. Number 4, asu et hapar le'olah vaikatruhu al hamizbeach. So here I have ayin samic, roots 1 and 2, root 3 is missing. This is the 3-hay verb asa, ayin sin hey. They asad, they made. That's a Cal perfect third common plural. Okay? So Cal perfect 3CP from asa. Asa. That is a hey, not a chet. So they did or made et hapar le'olah. So they made the bull for offering, or for a whole burnt offering. You could also translate this as they made the bull into a burnt offering. And then we have vai kataruhu. Here I have the vav pathak. Should have had a doubling dot, but again, yod is a squintum levy letter, and when I have a doubling dot and a vocal shava, I often will lose the doubling dot. Here's my verb katar. Okay, so I have a yod prefix and a shuruk on the back end. That is a WCI 3MP. Okay, but what stem do I have? Well, had a vocal shava and a pathak under this, an A-class vowel under root 1. Should have had a dagesh forte here in the tate here. This would have been a PL. Okay. And then I have a pronominal suffix on the back, 3ms. So they made the bull into a burnt offering, and they burned it, al hamizbeach, upon the altar. Again, there should have been a dagesh forte here inside the tate. I don't know why Russ doesn't have it here. I think that was just the typo. Vaikatruhu. Okay, so should have expected a dagesh forte there. That's what makes this a PL. And the pathak under here, under the kof. Okay, let's look at 5. We had talked about vayichar just a little while ago. This is from chara with a chet on the front side. So this is to be hot or angry. WCI 3ms in the Cal, vayikar, and it was hot, lo, to him, ma'od, very. That is to say, he was very angry. Vayish'al, and he asked, or it could be requested, but here asked. Here's my 3 root letters, and I have a vav pathak doubling dot and a yod prefix and no ending. So that's a Cal WCI 3ms. And he asked, Lama, why? Baharta. There's my 3 root letters and the 2ms personal ending on a perfect verb in the cal. Long A, short A. Why did you choose B? Why did you choose me? Remember, Bahar marks its object with a bet preposition, but you don't translate the bet. You just translate what the bet is attached to for its object. So why did you choose, first common singular pronoun, why did you choose me? La asot, to make, et ze, to make this. Now, here I have a lamed preposition with a verb, root 1 and 2, root 3 is missing. This is a 3-hay verb from asa, and it's in the cal. I've got the vocal shava. It's a compound because of the guttural. This is a cal infinitive construct from asa. And that's to make. Why did you choose me to make? Et ze, this. Direct object plus the masculine singular near demonstrative. All right. Well, hopefully that will help. I just wanted to go through some of these exercises with you, give you a chance to work through some of these problems together.